you can grow a whole range of different fruits, vegetables, herbs and companion flowers really easily in containers. Now, the great thing about containers is that you can keep them close to the house, so you can have handy herbs ready for the kitchen, or in winter when the garden's really muddy, you can have a little crop of salad leaves close to the door so we can whip out and grab them. Now, if you're in the city and you don't have any soil at all, containers are a really good way of going about growing some fresh produce for the table. You can grow in a whole range of different types of containers as well. Things like this old plastic tub, even an old bucket will work. Wooden boxes, the principle is the same. We're going to take you through it by showing you how to plant up this half barrel. It's really important that your container drains so that water doesn't pool inside it. Otherwise, that's going to drown your plants. Now, most pots that you buy have already got drainage holes in them. Things like this half barrel haven't, so away we go. So that's around about enough holes. Water's going to drain through these easily. If you're putting your containers on a timber deck, you want to make sure that you put some little supports underneath here to raise the bottom of your container off the deck. Otherwise, what can happen is water can pool underneath here and rot the timber. If you're putting it on a stone terrace, same story, the water can sit there and pool and it can actually stain. So just remember that, raise your containers up. Next thing we need to do is fill this container up with some good compost. Now, it used to be said that you had to put like a 2-inch layer of broken shell or large pebbles in the bottom of your container before you put your compost in to make sure that it would drain. Well, research has now shown that you don't need to bother with that at all. Put your compost in and the water will run through. Now, I'm going to fill this barrel with a really good meaty general purpose compost. So they're going to like this, but this is pretty hefty stuff. So we're going to put this in, and then I'm going to put something a little bit lighter on top. So this mix here, it's a little bit lighter. You can see it's moving through my hands a bit easier. It's got plenty of drainage material. It's a bit finer, so those young roots are going to get stuck into this nice and easy. So now we're ready to plant. Things like a little tomato plant. This is a Baxter's early cherry, really, really good for containers. Now, same principle, slightly smaller hole. And growing tomatoes in containers is really handy, especially when it comes to giving them full sun and protection. You can put them where they can be looked after. You can plant anything like this, little seedling lettuce. Same story. You can have a whole garden in a container if you want to. The most important thing, though, is to remember that containers do dry out and they don't have as many nutrients available in them as garden soil. So you need to feed the plants in your containers. I'm going to use liquid feed for these crops, but really anything like liquid seaweed, liquid worm juice, you could mulch with manure or compost, but make sure you keep your containers well watered, well fed and well mulched, and you can grow a whole heap.